Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to try and look into the future through the eyes of OpenAI's CEO Sam Altman. He's convinced we're in the middle of a technological shift so huge it's happening faster than any of us can really get our heads around. So, let's just kick things off with this statement because it basically rewrites the entire rulebook for human potential. This isn't about humans versus machines. What Altman is getting at is that the very baseline for what smart means is about to be permanently reset.
You know, we hear this word superintelligence thrown around all the time, right? Usually in like a sci-fi movie. But what does it actually mean to the person who is leading the charge to build it? That's what we're going to break down.
And look, this is not just another tech trend. According to Altman, we are literally living through a fundamental re-architecting of our world. And maybe the most unsettling part, the absolutely unprecedented speed of it all.
Okay, so to really get where we're going, let's start with what's happening right now. What exactly is the leap forward with GPT-5?
So this isn't just a simple upgrade. GPT-4 was already a genius at answering questions. I mean, it was acing everything from the bar exam to medical licensing. The real leap with GPT-5 is the jump from answering to creating. It's not just an oracle anymore, it's a builder. It can turn your ideas into functional tools, and it does it almost instantly.
This story that Sam Altman shared about an old calculator game just says it all. The original game took him ages to program back in the day. GPT-5 built a perfect replica in 7 seconds. But here's the magic. It wasn't just the speed. It was the ability to iterate in real time. Hey, add this feature, change the look, and poof, it just happens. The time between having an idea and actually seeing it come to life has completely collapsed.
All right, so if AI can now create using the sum of all human knowledge, well, that leads to the next huge, kind of obvious question, right? When does it start discovering stuff we don't even know yet?
And this question from Stripe's CEO, it's not about when AI will become a helpful little research assistant. No, this is about when AI becomes the lead scientist on the whole project.
And just look at this timeline. Altman isn't talking about some vague someday future. He's predicting that by the end of 2027, that's just a few years from now, most of us will agree that AI has made a major scientific discovery. He says the main missing piece is just raw cognitive horsepower, basically scaling up the models to go from solving tough math problems to 1,000-hour research projects.
And this whole path, from creation to discovery, it's all leading to one destination. One concept that has long been the stuff of speculation: superintelligence.
So forget all the abstract sci-fi definitions. Altman gives us this surprisingly personal and really concrete benchmark. For him, superintelligence is a system that could outperform the top AI researchers at their own job, a system that could run his entire company better than he can. As he puts it, you can almost see it through the fog.
Okay, so what does this whole journey from GPT-5 all the way to superintelligence, what does it actually mean for us? Let's look at how it's set to transform our world, from the media we see to the way we actually work.
You probably remember that viral video, right? The bunnies on a trampoline? Everyone loved it. And then we found out it was completely AI generated. And that kind of weird feeling? That's our new normal. Altman suggests we're not heading for some clear line between real and fake, but that our tolerance for what's real enough is just going to keep shifting, kind of like it did when we went from film photos to heavily edited smartphone pictures.
Now look, there's a lot of fear out there about job displacement, and that's real. But here's the flip side of that coin. Altman believes these tools are going to empower individuals like never before. He argues it's now totally possible for a single person to start a company that could become worth over $1 billion, doing what used to take teams of hundreds. For a 22-year-old graduating today, he says it's like being the luckiest kid in history. But okay, this future, it's not a sure thing. It's actually bottlenecked by 4 very real-world challenges. First up, you've got compute, a massive infrastructure project limited by energy and chips. Then there's data, which is shifting from just reading the internet to needing AI to discover new knowledge. Algorithmic design is where the clever research breakthroughs happen that make these models smarter. And finally, product, because none of this matters if you can't actually put this power into people's hands.
All right, so if that's the roadmap, where do we fit in? What's our role in all of this?
And this is where he uses this really powerful analogy. He compares what OpenAI is doing to the invention of the transistor. I mean, the original transistor companies were revolutionary, sure, but the real impact came from what everyone else, Apple, app developers, you and me, built on top of that foundational technology. AI, he argues, is that exact same kind of unlock for the tech tree of humanity.
So here's the ultimate point.
the big takeaway, this story isn't just about the engineers who built that first layer. It's about the collective intelligence we all create on top of it. The invitation here is for every single one of us to grab these tools, stand on the scaffolding, and add our own brick. So the real question this technology asks isn't what can it do, it's what will you build?